Have you ever told yourself, I'll start when the time is right, when I have more money, when I feel more confident, when I'm ready, when everything is perfect? Maybe you're waiting to start a business, to go to the gym, to post your first video, to confess your feelings, to change your life. But somehow, the perfect moment never comes. If that sounds like you, then this story is for you. Because once, there was a man who spent his whole life waiting for the perfect moment until one day he realized something that changed everything. Stay with me until the end. Once upon a time, in a busy city full of noise and opportunity, there lived a young man named Daniel. Daniel was smart, ambitious, full of potential. He had notebooks filled with ideas, business concepts, app designs, plans for a YouTube channel, a dream to write a book. But Daniel had one habit that quietly controlled his life. He waited. I'll start when I'm more prepared. I need to learn a bit more first. Let me save more money. I'll begin next month. Next month became next year. Years passed. Daniel watched others start businesses with less knowledge than him. He watched creators upload imperfect videos and grow. He watched friends take risks, fail, try again, and move forward. And every time he saw them, a small voice inside whispered, "You could have done that too." But he kept waiting for the perfect idea, the perfect plan, the perfect confidence, the perfect timing. One evening, Daniel met his old university professor at a small cafe. The professor looked older, but his eyes were sharp and observant. "So," the professor asked gently, "what have you built since graduation?" Daniel smiled awkwardly. "I've been planning something big." The professor nodded slowly. "Planning," he repeated. "And what have you started?" Daniel hesitated. "Well, I'm still preparing." The professor stirred his tea and said something Daniel would never forget. "Daniel, the perfect moment is a myth created by fear." Silence. The cafe noise faded in Daniel's mind. The professor continued. "Let me tell you something. When I was your age, I wanted to write a book. I waited for inspiration, for free time, for clarity. 10 years passed." Daniel leaned forward. "What happened?" The professor smiled. "One day, I realized something. The perfect moment doesn't come. It is created by action." He pointed at Daniel's chest. "You don't become ready before you start. You become ready because you start." Daniel went home that night restless. He looked at his desk. Notebooks, ideas, dreams, all waiting. But this time, something felt different. He opened his laptop. His heart beat fast. His mind screamed, "It's not ready. It's not perfect. People will judge you." But he remembered the words, "The perfect moment is created by action." So he did something small. He didn't launch a company. He didn't write a full book. He didn't build a perfect product. He uploaded one imperfect video. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't polished. It wasn't viral, but it was real. The next day, nobody laughed. The world didn't collapse. In fact, 3 people left encouraging comments. 3. It wasn't much, but it was more than 0. And for the first time in years, Daniel felt something he had never felt while planning: momentum. He uploaded again, and again, and again. Each video slightly better, each step slightly braver. Months passed. Daniel didn't wait anymore. He launched messy projects. He started before feeling ready. He learned publicly. He improved visibly. And something surprising happened. Opportunities began to appear. Not because he was perfect, but because he was moving. 1 year later, Daniel met his professor again. This time, when the professor asked, "What have you built?" Daniel didn't hesitate. "I've built experience. I've built skills. I've built confidence. And I've built something imperfect, but real." The professor smiled. "Good. Now you understand." Understand what? That waiting feels safe, but it slowly kills potential. That perfection is procrastination in disguise. That action creates clarity. That courage grows after you move, not before. My friend, this story isn't just about Daniel. It's about you. How many dreams are you delaying because the moment doesn't feel perfect? How many opportunities are you watching pass because you think you're not ready? Here's the truth. You will never feel fully ready. Confidence comes from evidence. Evidence comes from action. Action comes from deciding, even while afraid. Remember 3 things. First, clarity comes from doing, not thinking. Second, imperfect action beats perfect planning. Third, the perfect moment is not found, it is created. So, here's my challenge to you. What is the one thing you've been waiting to start? Not next month, not when you feel confident, not when everything aligns. Today. Take one small action in the next 24 hours. Send the message, post the video, buy the domain, open the document, go to the gym. Create your perfect moment. Because 5 years from now, you will either say, "I'm glad I started," or "I wish I had." The choice is always made in small moments like this one. If this story gave you the push you needed, share it with someone who is still waiting. And in the comments, tell me, what are you starting today? Remember, stop waiting for perfect. Start creating it. I'll see you in the next story.